Hi everyone, today is going to be a chill storytime video. I hope you enjoy the story and will be able to relax while listening. Enjoy! Sweetie, a story you say? Of course I can read you a story. Alright, come here, sit next to me. Let me wrap my arms around you. Doesn't that feel nice? Alright, you're safe in my arms. Nothing can happen to you. So just let yourself relax while I tell my story, okay? Very well. Ready? Okay. There was a time when the world was filled with sweet and delicious cookies. When warm circles of joy, sprinkled with chocolate chips or a dash of cinnamon, melted to worries the world with a cold glass of milk. However, that time has long since passed. Humanity had ignored the signs for too long, and due to this gross ignorance, lost access to a precious resource. Yes, as you no doubt have guessed, they lost their cookies. This tragedy was brought about through arrogance and negligence. We thought we had more time despite the warnings. We believed it wouldn't happen, that it couldn't happen. After all, who could even imagine a world without cookies? Yet reality caught up with us. We had used up the world's cookie supply, and we had lost our chance to fix this issue. Thus humanity came together, every nation vowing to right this wrong. Together, we thought of building the hope of a future with cookies. The coordinated operation of key interstellar exploration, or Cookie for short. A fleet of ships set to sail through the Milky Way in search of any more cookie resources so we could restore our planet. This is the story of one such vessel. Its captain, Cookie, and the journey she and her crew take to bring happiness back to the planet. Cookie sat in her captain's chair, her long, light blue, almost white hair resting upon her shoulders. On the screen in front of her was a sight that had her stunned in silence. The ship's sensors had picked it up long before they had gotten close enough to see it. Yet knowing it was there and seeing it with her own two eyes were two different things. In front of her was the image of a wide river running through the center of her galaxy. A river of pure, fresh cream. Bring up the data, the sensors picked up again. She confirmed the results. A river of ice-cold cream, the perfect fat content and consistency to dip a cookie in. What a coincidence it was, finding such a sight in the Milky Way. This was a major find, and she knew the people back home would celebrate. In fact, much of her crew were celebrating right now. Already plans were being made to send out collection vessels to begin taking some of this nectar abroad. Yet Cookie knew that this was only a temporary victory. Cream of this quality was rare indeed. However, what was cream without a cookie to dip it in? 5 years of searching and still no signs of Cookies anywhere. Both her and the crew's hopes were beginning to fade. This would give them a long-needed boost of morale. But for how long? How much longer did they need to search? Half the galaxy was already explored, and not even a crumb was found. Still, she knew she had to push forward, not just for her noble cause of finding Cookies, but also for the sake of her crew. Cookie quickly shook off her thoughts and began to plan and prepare for the recovery mission with her crew. She sent a report back to her planet and the rest of the Cookie fleet, informing them of this historic find. A large amount of cream was taken on board, enough for a crew twice the size, and a tasting party was quickly thrown together. Each crew member was given a small glass of cream as they sat in the mess hall, waiting for Captain Cookie to begin her speech. It has been a long 5 years. Together, we have traveled farther than any man or woman before us. Some called our search foolish and a waste of effort. They believed it was all lost. But today, however, we proved them wrong. This discovery will not be our last, and we will continue on. We will find Cookies, and we will save our planet. Now please enjoy this cream that we have so hardly deserved after these 5 long years of searching. Cheers! The mess hall roared with cheers as Cookie raised her glass and toasted her crew before quickly downing her cream. She talked with and praised her crew, thanking them for all the hard work they put in this far. The celebration lasted well into the night, but before long morning came and there was work to be done. Over the next few days, plans were made. Some larger ships were rerouted to begin a large-scale collection of this precious resource. All hands were on deck for this operation, and it was quickly taken out of Cookie's hands. Her vessel was not designed for this work after all. It was built for exploration, and it still had a mission to complete. Plus, after some thinking, Cookie had a realization. Cookies and cream are a natural pair, and you will often find one near the other. Why wouldn't that be the case here? Using this logic, Cookie began her search once more, charting a course to follow the large river of cream in hopes that it would lead them to the real treasure they were all searching for. Month after month they searched, scanning nearby solar systems, asteroids, and any celestial body they could reach with their sensors. Occasionally, finding bits of low-grade chocolate, but nothing that even resembled a cookie. Still, they had hope. They made it 5 years already, and they had a near-endless supply of cream to keep them going. But that could only bring them so far. As time went on, and the light years passed, the hope once again began to dwindle. The spark that the river of cream gave them began to die down as they once again found themselves on a seemingly endless search for cookies. Cookie, however, was more determined than ever. She had a feeling that they were on the right track. Something was telling her this was right, that this path would lead them to their ultimate goal. It was with this hope and determination that Cookie kept commanding her ship. Those around her found her energy infectious. Many crew members sought her out specifically for this purpose. Seeing her full of energy and hope inspired everyone and helped keep the morale of the ship high. And it was like this that the crew continued to search for any signs of Cookies. Occasionally, amidst the low-grade chocolate meteors, there would be some premium chocolates for the crew and Cookies to treat themselves. But after another 3 years of searching, there was not even a crumb of cookie inside. Furthermore, it seemed like Cookie's initial idea was wrong. The river of cream was not flowing towards anything, but rather it was just a large ring endlessly circling. In the 3 years of journey, they had traveled over half circumference of the massive cream ring and no results. It didn't make any sense. There was cream and chocolate in the same space. There had to be a cookie deposited somewhere. Cookie was starting to feel despair. Was there truly no other place in the galaxy that had cookies? Was there no hope for humanity? She had lost her infectious charisma, and the effects on the crew were showing. Morale had never been lower. It was getting to the point that Cookie had been considering going home, back to her planet, and letting a fresh team of explorers take over. It's happened before. In fact, Cookie's crew was one of the longest-lasting exploration team out there. She and her crew would be welcomed back, heroes for finding the Cream River as well. Weeks passed as Cookie considered what to do. The prospect of going home began to seem more and more appetizing. Eventually, she decided on one last excursion to complete her investigation of the Cream River. They had determined that the river must have been orbiting something, so their last mission would be to determine what that was. She called out the announcement to the crew that this would be their last mission before going home. She thanked them for their long service and praised them for their drive to help humanity to face the cookie shortage crisis. It was a somber moment for Cookie, but she knew it had to be done. She had to take care of her crew, and it was already a miracle that they had made it so long without any cookies. After all, how could anyone stay happy when they couldn't taste a soft, moist cookie with cream? And so, Cookie and her crew set off on their final journey. It would take a few months, considering the size of the Cream River. Finding its center would be a long journey, though far shorter than the 8-year mission they had been on thus far. Cookie worried about the mental health of her crew, though it seemed that the promise of returning home had brightened their mood. They weren't as happy or as driven as before, but they began to look forward to returning to their planet, and Cookie heard some crewmates rumoring about how they might even be rewarded with a cookie from the near-empty reserves on the planet for their dedication and discoveries. A small bit of hope had returned to their eyes. 5 months into their journey, Cookie was urgently woken up from her slumber. Something had happened, and she was needed urgently. Quickly, she threw on her captain's uniform and rushed through the bridge of the ship, ready to deal with whatever incident required her immediate attention. Her second-in-command handed her a report, their face streaming in tears. Cookie's face turned grim as she prepared herself for whatever grave news could cause this reaction. However, she would soon be crying as well. Tears of joy. Over the past hour, the sensors had detected signs of a large cookie deposited within the region, and it was only just now that it was confirmed. They had found it. Their white whale. After she and the crew manning the bridge finally got hold of their emotions, the announcement was made to the rest of the crew and messages were sent home. All vessels in the fleet were called in. Nothing was spared. It would be months, maybe years, for every vessel to arrive. Some were just sent back home, since it would take them too long to arrive. However, it would still be a month before even Cookie and her vessel would arrive. And it wasn't time for celebration yet. They still needed to get their hands on this cookie deposited. The month was filled with anticipation and suppressed excitement. And the closer they got, the harder it was for everyone to suppress it. People were smiling and laughing again on board. The months passed all too slowly for the eager crew, and the day of their arrival came. In front of them, on the monitor, was the largest ball of concentrated cookie anyone had ever seen. As large as a small star and bigger than their entire planet. More than enough to repair the damage done and then some. Cookie and her crew wasted no time and immediately began to harvest the cookie. Cookie was on the first collection vessel to be sent down. She and her team collected as much as their transport vessel would allow, and went back on board, captured a moment that would inspire others for generations to come. The image of Cookie and her crew eating the first cookies harvested with a glass of cold cream. Thank you for listening. If you like this video, please like, subscribe, leave a little comment, and hope to see you soon. Also, feel free to join my Discord server. Bye bye. Take care.